Welcome back. I hope you're feeling awesome. As a part of this video, we'll understand how do we validate the transformation in ETL. By the way, what is transformation? As we already understood in our previous videos, transformation is changing the format, structure, values of the data and convert them into clean, usable data as per the business requirements. Two important words here: changing the format and converting the data into clean and usable data as per the business requirements. That is what data transformation is. How do we really validate the transformation? Rather, do we really need to validate the transformation? Let's take an example here. Assuming that in source we have first name and last name. The first name is, let us say, we have Arun, and the last name is K. And one more example would be, let's say, Sumana, and the last name is Pelina. As a part of the transformation logic, we need to concatenate the first name with the last name and load that to the target table. It should be Arun K and here Sumana Velina. How do you know that all the records from the source has been properly transformed and loaded into the target table? We are just looking at two records here, but in the data warehouse will potentially have millions and billions of records. We need to validate this, right? We need to test whether the first name is properly concatenated with the last name and loaded into the target table. So data transformation validation is nothing but validating the transformation specified as per the mapping document or business requirement document or software requirement specification document, or these days user stories as well. So we have to test whether the specified transformation has correctly happened or not. That is what is data transformation validation. We do have different transformations. We have already seen them as a part of our earlier videos. And just to recap, we have an aggregation where we are grouping the data from the various sources. We do have splitting. We have a one column in a source and that will be split into multiple columns. In target, we have filtering. We want to only filter the records according to some logic. Maybe let us say I want to choose only those employees who are having a salary greater than $5,000 per month. Then we do have a deduplication. We don't want to retain the duplicate records. And then we have derivation, where we want to apply certain business rules and the data to derive a new value. So these are the different transformations. Now that we understood what is transformation, what is a transformation validation, and some examples of the transformation, let us look at the steps we have to perform for transformation validation. The first and foremost thing is you have to review the source to target mapping in the mapping document to understand the transformations. So in the mapping document, they would have specified how the source is mapped to the target, whether a particular column in a table is undergoing the transformation or not. So we need to understand the type of transformation as mentioned in the mapping document. After that, you have to apply the transformation on the source data. So what would have happened is the developer would have used a particular tool like SSIS or Informatica or Azure Data Factory, and they would have transformed and loaded the data to the target. But as a tester, you have to apply the transformation as per the mapping document on the source data. You are going to write the SQL or SQL queries to reflect the transformation logic mentioned in the mapping document. So now you have a SQL query through which you have applied the ETL transformation logic on the source data. This need to be compared with the target table. That is when you will get to know whether the developer has done the transformation appropriately or not. Just to summarize, how do we perform the data transformation validation? First, we'll review the source to target mapping, how the source has been transformed into target and what kind of transformations are involved. Then we'll apply the transformation on the source data by using a SQL queries. Now we have applied the transformation by using a SQL queries as per the mapping document that need to be compared with the data in a target table. When you compare a result of the transformation of SQL query written by a tester with the target table, then we'll get to know whether the developer has done the transformation properly or not. I hope you got it. We'll take one or two examples to demonstrate this. Thank you.